Well, now we are looking at some of the roles you are hiring in your company, right? As a hiring manager, and now from my standpoint as an IT recruiter, I'm wondering, what kind of developers to look for? What should their skill set be for this senior mobile developer role? Can you walk me through these requirements?
Yes, as I've said in a JD, there is C#, of course, .NET Core 3.0, Entity Framework Core, SignalR, and then these are mobile-specific technologies as Xamarin Android, Xamarin iOS, and Xamarin Forms. So, and I also require a good knowledge, because this is a senior role. I also require a good knowledge of both Android and iOS operating systems from the user's perspective.
And would you consider all these to be must-haves or nice-to-haves or some blend?
I would say that for senior role, I would say that these are all must-haves for me.
So even experience with, SignalR or EF Core, .NET Core 3.0?
Well, okay, I can deal with them not knowing about SignalR. This is maybe the one that I would be able to leave out of
Upskill.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not that important, and it's not mobile specific thing. So.
So how do you think about it? Like when SignalR is a must-have and when it's nice to have?
I would say that this is something from a networking standpoint, right? If you have this communication, but I don't think it's a must-have. If there is somebody in the team who can deal with SignalR, who can set it up and do some programming around it, then it's enough for the team.
Okay, so the developer would be able to learn it within a day or 2 days. Okay. What about .NET Core 3.0? Are you really focused on the version 3.0? Is this must-have for you?
It is not a must-have. It would be alright if he worked in a 2.0 version before. It's just I like to write it like this version, because we are trying always to work with the latest technology, and the developers welcome it, because everybody likes to work with the latest technology. So that is why I stated explicitly.
To attract developers.
Yes.
So it's interesting because at first it seems like it's a must-have requirement, right? But then if we really dive deeper, we realize that this is pretty much to attract developers. And it's not as a strong must-have. Like obviously the .NET Core would be a must-have.
Exactly, like you said, it is a must-have, but just the first part. And then I think developer knows already. Like, okay, I know the version 2.0, so it will take me like 1 or 2 days to go through the new stuff. It's just an incremental stuff.
Incremental improvement.
Yeah.
Okay. What about Xamarin, Android, iOS, and Forms? What is actually Xamarin Forms used for?
Xamarin Forms is a technology from like this Xamarin standpoint. There are 2 flavors, right? With one, just Xamarin traditional, you need to know the specific UIs. With Xamarin Forms, you can share the UI. It's basically a Windows UI, and it's easier. You don't have to create separate UIs for Android and iOS. You create just one, and it will transform to Android and to iOS and even Windows Phone, right? So what if I have a developer who is a senior mobile developer using .NET Core, and he hasn't been exposed to Xamarin Forms? Would you still hire him or her? Well, as I said, Xamarin Android and Xamarin iOS, where we are creating specific UIs for these platforms, are a bit harder. So if they know this one, it's easier to program with Xamarin Forms, because the UI is it's not that difficult to learn. But sometimes, even if we are working with Xamarin Forms, sometimes you have to do something specific. Sometimes you have to create or develop some component, and then you need to have some knowledge also with the UI, right? And since I'm looking for a senior developer, then I would like to have the whole package. So that's why I mentioned all 3 of these technologies here.
Okay, but is it safe to say that Xamarin Android and Xamarin iOS would be must-have, and then Xamarin Forms nice-to-have that could be learned on the job?
Not for this role. I would like to have
someone who has been working with it.
Always, because it's a senior role, and I expect them to work with all.
Fair enough. All right. Is there anything else you would like to include in the list of requirements? Something that goes beyond?
Maybe to expand to the last question. If there was a junior role, if this was a junior role, then yes, I would say that one of these maybe must have, one of these maybe nice to have and stuff like. Maybe I would say that okay, you haven't worked with Xamarin Android or iOS, but you are very good at Xamarin Forms. I would say this is acceptable.
All right.
Or the other way around.
All right. Cool. All right. Great list for a senior mobile developer. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.